What? What?
I don't know, man.
You don't like?
I do like.
Yeah, what's your problem? What's your last name, for God's sake?
Yeah, great.
Why did Chuck? Why were we trying to say the word?
I don't know. Because it's Lonnie Anderson.
Yeah.
It's the Munchies.
Yeah, it's a munchie.
Yeah,
Big lips,
still.
It's a munchie, Mom.
I don't
What is
give
this
a shit.
movie about?
It's munchie.
The little
It's
critter.
about
Little
Munchie. Gremlin.
creature.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a gremlin.
Yeah.
I love that we're recording right now. By
This
the
is
way.
one single monster, though.
Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
singular. It's
Not
not
plural.
munchies.
Yeah.
Munchies was the original film with Harvey Korman, and then
Which
they
is
made
great,
this
yeah.
one a couple years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Munchies.
I like it.
And this is Roger Corman produced.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
She looks
What
like-
was the movie we just watched?
It's gonna be the best Christmas ever.
Saki made pancake shapes.
Just like I make.
No, these look like real things.
Something is off here.
Checkmate.
So we watched Best Christmas Ever.
No, it's best Christmas ever. There are periods in the title.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, it's really bad.
That's really bad.
This
Okay.
is a Netflix movie.
Who's in it? We got Heather Graham.
Heather Graham.
We got Brandy.
The only reason we watched it
Jason
is because
Biggs.
Heather Graham is in
Graham's the
it.
only reason.
and
Yeah.
it's
Netflix is a studio. Just a quick sidebar from the guy that did not watch the movie. I don't think that they make good movies.
No,
They
they
don't.
really
but
don't.
and they're all connected
They're all,
because
yeah, they are.
they actually
this
showed two
movie,
other movies
This
in there.
movie has all the Netflix other Christmas movies
Like
playing
Like
in
they're
the
watching
background.
other Netflix.
4 different
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
different
The
they're
Lindsay
playing-
Lohan one from last year is on.
Yeah, they're playing all the.
And they're like even like awkward like shot because they're like, oh,
We
we
should
have to get this in the
explain
background.
That's what we should be doing.
It's distracting.
It's really
Not
bad.
talking nothing about just explaining this movie to Tom.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Okay,
Give
That
it
would
to
be
me
fun.
like I'm 5.
so outside of the camera, Sean's standing, and we're going to
Put your head in there.
we're going to tell him what the movie was about,
All right.
Yes.
All right.
and you
I'm gonna
can
sit over
watch
here.
along. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
there
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Now we
Sit
won't
over
be.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me why I should watch this movie or should
I
not.
think Derek needs to explain the plot.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It took me.
Explain what doesn't happen.
It took me about 50 minutes of the movie to finally piece it together.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many plots going
I
on,
still
and it's
never
always
pieced it
one at a
together.
time.
I still never pieced it together.
Kind of like a series of vignettes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and it
it's
jumps.
exactly like that.
It's jarring.
Like
It's
there's
really
silly
So not
stuff.
only is it a shitty movie, it
It's-
doesn't make any
Yes,
sense.
it's jarring as
Cool.
all.
It's like they're
get.
making it up as they go along.
Again,
Yeah.
Netflix as a studio.
Yep.
For films, especially.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
So-
sounds like a 2-hour film that was cut down to an hour and.
Yeah,
20.
there's so
yeah,
there's
so much.
there are cuts that make no sense.
Yeah.
All right. So the basic premise is we have Heather Graham and Jason Biggs
By
are
the way,
married.
Heather Graham looks amazing.
Okay, first off,
That's right.
I don't believe
Yeah.
this movie. Here's why. Jason Biggs, Heather Graham.
That's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
it don't make no sense.
There's
Yeah, he's got
a
stuffed
monkey.
animal.
Monkey Bob,
It's called Bob the Monkey.
but
Just called Bob
it's just a regular stuffed animal. But Heather Graham is terrified of him.
Yeah,
But
that's
don't make any
fair.
sense.
Even
Yeah.
though it just looks like a
Just
regular
like a
stuffed
little
animal.
stuffed animal.
It's
yeah.
not like a
Jimmy
scary
loves it.
looking.
So now you're telling me this movie, central to the plot, is a stuffed animal.
Yes.
Yeah,
And this is a movie
And-
for adults.
yeah.
But the kid has an awesome Captain. Wait, no, that's the wrong movie.
That was Jingle All the Way that we watched 5 minutes of.
Yeah, that's not in this movie. But they are leaving Arizona to go.
To her
I
sister's.
don't know where.
They said her
sisters.
Her sister's house, but we don't know what state.
They never.
And apparently they don't either.
And so they're going to their sister's house.
It's in the GPS.
It's in the
Yeah.
GPS.
She's never been to the house before.
Heather Graham's never been there. Brandy has like the perfect life.
But also, Brandy used to date Jason Biggs' character.
Right.
Well,
They
we
used
don't
to be-
find that out.
And
Yet.
they used to be in a band.
We don't find that out yet.
I know, but that is important.
A No Doubt cover band, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
But
Watching you try to narrate.
Did we
these-
stress?
these
Did we stress the part where they're going to her sister's house?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important to
That's
remember.
important. They were going to her sister's
Because
house.
they're going to forget it, so we
But
need
they-
to make sure
yes.
that you remember.
Right.
And Brandy is her frenemy.
The viewers at home have also not seen this movie, and they're hearing this. It's like, what the
Well, that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I told you.
Oh,
This actually
No,
could be a
it
It
is,
thing.
gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets worse.
This is the
So
good stuff.
They show up, and then Brandy opens the door, and they're like, "It says at my sister's house. Did you? Where's my sister? Did you buy
Yeah.
this house?" She's like, "No, this is my house."
Yeah.
And then we find out that the kid put in Brandy's address. At which point, they were gonna leave.
And this is 5 days till Christmas, by the way.
They
Yeah.
were gonna leave and go to her sister's house, but Brandy's like, "No, stay the night. It's too late
Yeah,
for
it's
you
too
all to
late for you all to
drive."
drive.
So they
Whatever that may
end
be.
up staying the night. So like Brandon says, the monkey gets
And then they wake up prisoner, right?
No, that's where I thought they were going.
No.
See, we thought...
No.
Yes, because we saw a quick trailer before.
We thought, well, they get to the house, something must happen to keep them there.
Like a snowstorm.
But it doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
There's no snowstorm.
No.
It's
It
not like
is.
the cars...
kind of.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
But
they go out anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's done.
yeah,
like
yeah.
5 minutes
It's-
later.
there's not
and they
like
just
a-
decide they're going to stay and have Christmas with
Right.
Brandy.
It
Yeah.
should have been like, you know, in Doc Hollywood where he can't leave
Yes.
because the car,
Yes.
he got the pig for the park.
pig for the park.
Something should have happened with the car.
Yeah.
Nothing is keeping
Nothing.
them from leaving to going to
No.
the sister's
Or going to the
house.
sisters
No,
who
nothing at
expecting
all.
them.
That's what the
has
plot
all the food
was.
and
Yeah.
presents waiting for them.
She never calls.
Yeah, there's
Either.
no
They bring
conversation.
they bring it back on the credits.
At the
though.
end,
At the
yes.
credits.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
she
not
shows
bringing it
up
back.
on. She shows up on New Year's.
New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says
Yeah.
your Christmas.
But the
I hung out
sister,
with my arch enemy instead.
the
Yeah.
sister was
But that's-
expecting them at
and,
Christmas.
and my husband's ex-girlfriend. So.
the
Trying to make
I
it
don't know how
shorter.
you all know.
I know you're trying to make it shorter, but like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's already confusing, but it'll go fast.
Yeah.
So then we get scenes of like the wall bouncing because Brandy and her husband are banging in the room next door.
She's like said, everything's perfect in her life.
I didn't understand that part either.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
just to
she
show that
was
she had a
moving- she was
sex.
moving-
She had a,
Women have sex.
she had a healthy sex life. Is what they're
Right.
Oh,
the law shake.
Right,
Yeah.
but why would...
because it makes Heather Graham jealous.
Yeah, it makes her
Because
jealous.
Biggs is not laying down the pipe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also it's, she thinks the husband's hot.
Right, but in a house, this...
Well, the
Huge?
walls are thin.
That is true.
The walls are thin.
The
dude.
walls should not be that thin.
Well, that's how hard
Well,
he's
you don't-
ramming her.
Yeah, you don't.
It's uncomfortable
He's
sex
like a
comedy.
wrecking ball.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's a-
something you do.
You don't hear any. You don't
And
hear.
this is a children's movie.
You don't. It's not a. I don't want to say.
Oh, it says it on
It
the
just
like
said
that.
it was number 4 on the
Says
kids,
kids,
but I don't think
Yeah, I
it
don't
really,
think it's necessarily a children's
Yeah.
movie.
It's
Yeah,
a family
But-
comedy with some
it's a
adult
family com-
elements.
But there is. But yeah, you don't hear anything. You just it's funny. The he's banging her so hard that the wall is like making their bed shake.
So like floorboard.
Anyway, so then we start getting into where Heather Graham starts really like looking for
False.
faults, and she finds a book that says Photoshop for Dummies. So she thinks that Brandy has been photoshopping her and her family in all these places.
Right.
But as she's going through, she finds out, yes, she was a pilot. She sold her thing. Also, to Jimmy's point, they wake up from the original night, and they're technically snowed in, like a mountain of snow. Brandy's driveway is heated, and it immediately melts the snow, so they're no longer trapped.
That was the reason.
And
Yeah,
that
that
was
was the
what-
reason.
what
They're no
happened
longer
there.
trapped,
They
and
should've
now
kept
she's
them.
like, just stay with me for Christmas.
it should have been like, let's make the best out of a bad situation.
But yeah, no, they melt the snow instantly.
Yes, that...
And then she's just like, stay with me for Christmas.
Yeah.
And they do.
And Jason Biggs is just over here not really
Well,
caring about anything.
Jason Biggs says yes. And to Heather Graham was like, no.
Man, I wish I was high right.
Yeah. So they're at the pageant, and Heather Graham leaves early so she can go try to sneak back into the house to find some evidence. And she ends up going up to the attic. And then then everybody comes home. They turn off the light, and the husband kicks Heather Graham in the stomach.
And she flies across the room.
He karate kicks her
Yeah.
because he thinks she's a burglar.
This is a crazy scene, actually,
Yes.
because I forgot it started with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that scene
Yeah.
starts there, and then they reveal the house?
The house.
Yeah,
She pulls
the dollhouse. Yeah.
She pulls the dog, and it turns out that Brandy had rebuilt her husband's
His mom's.
mother's dollhouse.
But then what happens to the house?
Well, she breaks it.
She breaks the,
breaks the
it.
house.
Heather Graham tries to stand up, and she like breaks the house. But the thing is like they're. This is also when she.
Wow, man.
And then everybody tells Heather Graham off like how much of an idiot she is right then and there.
It's a scene that starts with a comedic kick of Heather Graham across the room,
Yep.
and then it gets dramatic, and then she breaks the house, which should be funny. Like, it should be
And
like
it should, in my opinion, it should be later in the movie and not in the same scene.
Like,
Yeah.
5 scenes happen in one scene. You said it was 5 minutes. That felt like a
It was like
15-minute
5 minutes.
scene
Oh, yeah.
that goes like high, up, melodrama, very strange.
And we don't know how to feel about any of this.
I didn't know how to feel about any of this.
not a
Like
clue.
it's supposed to be an emotional scene, but there is no.
There's
Feels like a third act wrap.
But
There's
but-
no
Yeah,
connection.
yeah, really.
There's no time to get to
Everybody's like spilling like hard, like everybody's crying.
Were the kids there too?
No,
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I thought
No.
Grant and the monkey were there.
I don't know.
No.
Was the monkey there? The
The
monkey
monkey's
should be in
always
every
there.
scene.
Monkey's
as far as
the
I know.
always
monkey probably was there, but I
Monkey's
don't
always
remember.
there.
He was
But
lurking.
no, it was, and so then we find out what was in the card. It was that
Well, actually,
Jason Biggs.
Actually, after she breaks that, the house or whatnot.
Yeah.
And
that's when we find out that
the card.
That's when same scene.
Christ.
Yeah,
a lot happened.
That's a lot.
And by the way, we checked the time. There's still 37 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah, this is like a third act.
This is like
thing.
I was expecting there to be like 15 minutes left in the movie.
Yeah, there's a whole other movie.
Yeah, whole other movie.
No, it turns to a whole other movie.
So Jason Biggs, they finally tell what he's been sending, and he's been sending his own family newsletter. But he hasn't
Christmas family newsletter.
He hasn't told Heather Graham because he knows she hates that stuff
with a passion.
And so he's just been sending it to all his family and friends in secret.
And she feels betrayed.
Yeah,
for
but
some reason.
No, she doesn't feel betrayed. She just feels like he feels like. But she doesn't feel betrayed. She's like gets upset. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were doing this."
But this sounds very lightweight.
It does.
But it's not played that way.
No, it's
like
supposed to
Heather
be-
Graham is
it's
like
like flawless.
the tears are flowing from her, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's acting her ass off in
She
the
is.
scene, but
And
it's
there's
about
no
nothing.
emotion.
There's nothing there. It's about a newsletter.
Yeah.
It's, my head hurts even thinking
Yeah.
about it now.
My note here.
Again, Netflix.
Yeah.
And he made everybody that he sent the letter to keep it a secret.
Yeah,
not allowed to know about
She
it.
wasn't allowed to know because he knew she would hate it. And
It should be the thing that people go like this,
My-
but instead Heather Graham is crying and they're calling her. They're not really doing that. It didn't actually happen, but it feels like that's what should be happening.
But it felt like Jason Biggs was.
Yeah, because I was like,
Tell me that's not.
that's Jennifer.
That's
Love
Jennifer
Hewitt.
Love
Yes,
Hewitt. That is her.
Oh, that's totally her.
Yeah.
I should have known that of all
You
people.
should
That
have,
was
yeah.
her.
He's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
And it's just that smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't know she was in Munchie. Anyway, go ahead.
my note for that scene is no emotional scene. There is just no emotion.
But there's tons of emotion.
There's a ton of
but
emotion
I don't
from
know
the
how to
characters,
process it.
But it's not.
I felt like I was going to have a stroke.
It's somehow not conveyed to us as the audience.
It's like everyone. Oh my God! The toast! The toast!
Like
that's what it feels like.
After everybody spills their guts, Heather Graham's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna leave."
Yeah.
And go to my sisters.
Go to my
That's what the movie's
sisters
about.
because that's what we're supposed
What's
to
the
do.
plan?
She doesn't say that though.
But then Brandy's like, "No, stay."
Let's have
And
fun.
then the weirdest cut in this movie during this whole thing, they're like, she agrees to stay. Then all of a sudden we cut to everybody's searching town because the kid went missing.
Yeah.
When did he go missing?
The boy and
Nothing
his
is
little
going.
monkey go missing out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Like,
no reason.
He was trying to get the hell out of that.
But there's nothing that leads to that. There's no
nothing that leads.
showing him leave.
Who greenlights this shit?
Netflix.
Yeah. Heather Graham's we find out on the news at the sushi restaurant that Heather Graham's company went bankrupt, or that
They created something that
they created something that set
faulty.
they set it was one of those like
Need to be recalled.
Roombas that set curtains on fire.
yeah.
Yes.
And so
she sees that on the news while she got Warrior Sushi.
the federal government
In the worst shot news segment of all time.
Yes.
It's pretty bad. It
It's
looked
real
like he
bad.
shot it.
It looked way worse than what he shot.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen him shoot a news thing.
It looks like the day I met her footage in a movie on Netflix.
Yeah.
They have like a some kind of like Apple background or something, and one guy talking.
Good God.
Yeah,
it's bad.
They and so we find it. So she's like, "Well, I can't do the loan now. I got to go to Salt Lake City for some reason."
So she starts driving to Salt Lake City.
I don't know why she's on her.
She had
With
to
the
sign,
monkey.
She had to sign off on something.
She has the monkey.
The monkey's there.
The monkey's in the car.
But she didn't know the monkey was there because she
Then
got
she
scared and
freaks
drove
out,
off the
yeah.
road because she thought she's really scared of this plush animal.
But she runs off the road,
There's
and
no
then
reason for that scene, though.
and then we see an angel.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's the girl from
it's from the girl
it's the
from
girl
a pageant.
from the
Dressed as
pageant.
an angel with wings and a white robe and a halo.
And she gets
This
her.
movie sounds like either AI wrote it or
Yeah.
It does have an
Yeah,
AI.
it does.
It really does feel like,
Yeah.
okay,
She-
this is Netflix's first attempt to do an AI movie.
Jimmy, write a movie
She,
with me and Heather Graham. We'll get it on Netflix.
Totally, they might buy it.
She
Chat GPT.
they get her, but she gets back on the road. But then we find out that
This is important.
This is important. We find out that Brandy's son, who we think is off on mission,
We think he's in like Africa or something like that with Ernest.
Greenpeace stuff. He's actually dead.
Yeah.
And
It's planes, trains, and automobiles. The third act.
We don't know how he died.
we don't know how he
Yeah,
died.
yeah, never find that
It
out.
is 100% planes, trains, automobiles.
Yeah.
Brandy's son is dead.
And we're supposed to feel sad, and we're all just kind of like, huh?
Yeah, because
And so then Heather Graham,
it's like,
Heather Graham turns around and doesn't go to Salt Lake City and
So-
just goes back
Yeah.
to Brandy and gives her a hug
yeah.
because they're in Daniel's room.
And then they take off on a hot air balloon.
So the son dies during the
Yeah.
movie?
No,
That's
He's
exactly what
always been
happened.
dead?
He's always been dead,
Okay.
but
He
they
fell out of a balloon, right?
Yeah, that was my theory.
Okay.
Because he's trying to invent this solar-powered hot air balloon, and my theory is
Like
that,
all the Christmas classes.
that he was
Oh, yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
fly it, and it like crashed, and that's how he
We
died.
don't know that for sure.
The movie, I don't think, tells us. We
No.
were all
They might have told us.
have, but we
were losing our shit at
we
the
were
time.
losing
I'm sorry.
our-
It sounds so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It is.
So
It's
then-
really hard.
Then she gets on a hot air balloon.
Well, we cut to Brandy is now like out. She has the balloon, a prototype of the balloon.
It's already
But
like
it's-
inflated. And
it's
everything.
been moving.
But it's not just a balloon. Like it has
No.
like levers and
Yeah.
like
It-
buttons.
No, it's
It
a
has-
hydro-powered.
it has
it's
an
a-
engine.
Yeah.
It's
So it
a
looks like the cockpit from Santa's Sleigh.
It's
Yes.
exactly what it looked
Yes.
for Ernest.
It
Yeah,
does.
it had like
It did.
all kinds of
Yeah.
like,
like
buttons
gadgets
and
and
stuff.
buttons. So then
Not
they're
really.
flying around, but then something happens and they kind of fly too low, and they end up picking up a Santa sleigh.
Yeah, Brandy had a Santa sleigh on the top of her.
Yeah, and
Yeah. They clip it.
They clip it and it
it's,
hooks.
and it's
and it's perfectly flat and
So-
looks like it's flying.
The whole time they're talking though on the balloon, we get a lot of funny shots of where Heather Graham's holding the monkey,
And then she's not. And then
holding
the monkey's over here.
Then
The monkey's over here.
then the monkey's on the
Yeah.
the
balloon.
monkey continuity is
and
all
you don't even have to look for it. It's
Yeah.
just so obvious.
It was-
really
that
bad,
that
yeah.
part was really fun because the
that
monkey
was
was like.
amazing.
Yeah,
There
we
were
enjoyed that
so
part.
many. There were so many.
Because we kept being like,
Yeah.
we're like, why's the monkey
feel
in the
like they're
shot? And you're
trolling.
just like,
I
and
feel
Jimmy
like
was.
they're trolling everyone.
It seemed like it.
Then Jimmy was like, if he was directing that movie, he would have made Heather Graham have the
I would have.
monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would've made
Heather
her-
Graham, do not
Heather,
put that monkey
grab the
down.
monkey. Put the monkey in the scene with Heather.
Yeah.
And sometimes Brandy had the monkey.
Yeah, sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes Brandy. had
Sometimes the monkey was
No
just
reason.
nowhere to be seen.
No reason for any of
Yeah.
this. None.
But
So I
so
definitely wrote this movie.
Yeah.
so we
So remember, there's a sled below
yeah.
them,
So
just
then
flying.
they're somehow like flying over
The
where
pageant.
the pageant is, and so
Perfect.
Heather Graham's like, okay, I'm gonna pretend to be Santa so that I can get my kids. They need physical proof.
She jumps out of the hot air balloon and into
She
the
doesn't
sled.
jump. She
I know,
climbs
but
down
it's-
the
it's-
ladder.
But still,
She climbs down a ladder into the sleigh, and she puts this like blanket
cloak
on,
on,
and she has
yeah.
a Santa hat.
Yeah.
and she starts yelling "ho ho ho" and people can hear her.
Yeah, she has like a
Yeah.
real
Very
booming
manly,
voice.
And
Yeah.
so they're flying
Very-
over the
Yeah.
pageant.
Yeah, they're flying over the pageant. She calls her son's name.
The children believe now. They
And-
can't see the hot air balloon for some reason.
Yeah. The camera,
And
the people would be able to see it, but the camera doesn't
And-
let us see it, so all they see is the sleigh.
and she drops the monkey
Ernest flying a sleigh from outer
in
space,
space.
Made
back to
more
air
realistic-
brakes,
more
made more sense
Yes.
and looked better than
Yes.
a
This-
2023 Heather Graham movie on Netflix.
Yeah, with this weird balloon.
What is the world coming? I mean,
It
if that's
was
not
ridiculous.
a true sign of that the end is near.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So they like,
They
We're
get worse.
circling the drain at this point.
and then Heather Graham gets to go to the pageant, and then Brandy goes back into the sky.
Oh wait, no. Before that,
Yeah.
your favorite part, when Santa shows up.
Oh yeah, there's
They're just
they
a
land.
Santa.
They drop off Heather Graham,
For fucking
and
reason, yeah.
there's for
Well, he wasn't really Santa though. Oh,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
was.
He did.
He disappeared.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
They,
See,
Yeah,
there's
he
so much.
disappeared.
This movie, the last
so much going
20
on,
minutes,
yeah.
He
it
shows up and
becomes
disappears.
whimsical.
It really
becomes,
does.
and my
It
head
really
was
does.
like, "What the?"
It makes
Because
it-
there's
yeah.
a Santa there.
Yeah.
He helps them, and then he disappears.
Yeah,
into
like it's
some
a reason.
mist.
Or
In the
whatever.
mist,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was-
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Is this the end? Please tell me it's over.
It's about
Yeah.
over. It's over.
yeah, no, it's
yeah,
over.
I mean, that's the main.
That's the end of it. Basically,
What does Heather Graham's
It ends-
voiceover say though at the end of
Yeah,
it?
so,
Yes,
like,
so we cut to that. Yeah,
the movie itself ends with Brandy singing a song.
Which another thing,
which is very nice.
Yeah,
it shows
Because she's
Brandy
Brandy.
singing a song, but maybe 2 minutes ago she was in a hot air balloon.
she was
Yeah.
in a hot, so we don't know how she got.
And then she goes back up into the hot air balloon. We think she's going to go around the world in 80 days.
Yeah, we thought she was just going to leave in that balloon and go
We're
around the world.
Yeah,
That's what her
because they
son
keep
wanted
talking
to
about
do.
Because that's what we thought was going to happen.
And she goes up there and looking all like valiant, and she puts like a light on and
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
And then she's back down there to sing.
Yeah.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so then Heather Graham voiceover.
Yes, so now
Sounds
now
like
it's the
I'm
end of the
done with
movie, and
Yeah.
she's talking to the camera again. She's telling what so Brandy's family actually did fly this balloon around the world anymore.
Oh,
about
about
the sister,
her
though?
sister.
She goes to her sister.
Oh, they show up.
They show pictures of the sister too.
They finally show up
I
at
saw
the
that.
sister's house at on January for New Year's.
And Brandy and her family.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Brandy and her family fly around the world in a hot air balloon.
God damn, this sounds fucking terrible.
Yes, and that's where
In the movie,
ends.
literally, there's like a hard cut at the end too. It's just,
Yeah.
it just ends.
Yeah.
And then it just ends.
Yeah.
It was
Again, Netflix.
Dumb.
If you're listening, stop.
Yeah, it's not good.
So,
really bad.
real quick, what did everybody think?
Terrible.
Thumbs down.
I recommend watching it on gummies.
I wouldn't even do that.
Oh, dude,
I don't
no, I
think
think
so.
it's bizarre
It's
enough.
gotta be hallucinating.
I think
on
it's
really
bizarre
old
enough.
candy canes.
Don't watch it for fun. Don't watch it for fun sober. That's
Did
all.
you
No.
tell them that you ate a 3-year-old candy cane earlier?
No.
Okay.
But I did eat a 3-year-old
You
candy
did.
cane.
Derek pulled a candy cane off my drink and started eating it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's from 3 years ago. He's like, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think they last forever. They're like Twinkies.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the parking lot and he asked where the president parks.
Yeah.
Because it says it's his resident
That's
parking
it.
and you thought it said president parking.
The future president.
Had nothing to do with the candy cane though.
No, it was just my brain playing tricks on me.
Jimmy Carter just lives here.
The future president.
He died recently.
No, his wife died.
Oh, his
Anyway,
He's not dead yet.
He's not dead. He's in hospice.
He outlasted Kissinger.
Yeah, he's 99.
Wow.
Anyway, this movie sucked. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Best Christmas ever.
I have faith. Everything is going to work out.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
It's gonna be a long Christmas.
Yep.